Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're exploring a subject that has literally captivated human imagination for millennia. It's woven its way through ancient scriptures, esoteric texts, and even modern spiritual practices. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to synthesize thousands of years of historical texts and modern healing teachings to map out the whole spiritual realm. Specifically, we're focusing on some big questions. What are angels and archangels, actually? What's the real difference between them? And maybe most importantly, how do they help me? Think of this explainer as your structured celestial guidebook. We're going to cover 1. What are angels? 2. Angels versus archangels. 3. Meet the archangels. 4. How they help you. And finally, 5. Connecting with celestial guides. All right, section 1. What are angels? Across thousands of years of human history, right from the earliest recorded texts to contemporary New Age philosophy, these beings have been this constant, enduring source of fascination for us. But it begs a question that kind of gets glossed over in popular culture. What really separates a guardian angel from an archangel? As we dig into the source material, it becomes immediately clear that the spiritual realm is highly structured. Not all celestial beings serve the exact same function. So the crucial point is how we actually define them. Historically, the word angel comes from the Hebrew word malak, which literally translates to messenger. Now, ancient biblical texts define them strictly as divine servants and warriors carrying out a creator's will. However, when we look at modern spiritual teachers and channelers, well, they view angels slightly differently. They see them as high-vibrational extensions of universal consciousness, or even as facets of ourselves made entirely of pure divine love and light. The timeline of all this angelic lore is fast, like incredibly detailed. Ancient scriptures describe an age of the heavens, a time way before the physical universe, when these beings were first created. As history marches on, the texts introduce the cherubim, guarding the gates of Eden at the literal dawn of man. Then later apocryphal texts, like the Book of Enoch, speak of the Watchers in ancient times. These were angels sent specifically to observe humanity. Fast forward to the present day, and we see these ancient concepts evolving into practices like angelic Reiki and energetic healing, where people are actively calling upon these exact same beings for daily guidance. Moving on to section 2, angels versus archangels. The celestial realm is described across all our sources as having a really distinct hierarchy. And this brilliantly illustrates the core difference between the types of angels most commonly talked about today. According to the sources, guardian angels are highly personal. They're assigned individually to you, working intimately one-on-one. Archangels, on the other hand, are the overseers. Because they are these immense energetic beings, they're ubiquitous, meaning they are available to absolutely everyone on the planet simultaneously. And no, their power doesn't get diminished by multitasking. Actually, the very word gives it away. The prefix arch means rule or government. Archangels are the spiritual generals, the primary directors of divine will, and the top-tier leaders of the heavenly hosts. Think of it this way. If a guardian angel is your private tutor, an archangel is the dean of the entire university. Okay, section 3, meet the archangels. Now, what's really interesting about this is that these 4 specific figures form what ancient traditions call the square of the throne. Michael is the protector, the warrior of justice. Gabriel is the ultimate messenger, associated with profound, earth-shattering revelations. Raphael is the restorer, bringing divine mercy and healing. And Uriel is the illuminator, bringing wisdom and light. Together, their specific duties are said to perfectly balance out the forces of the whole universe. But hey, the hierarchy doesn't stop there. Beyond the main 4, various sources identify up to 12 distinct archangels. For instance, Chamuel governs unconditional love and, interestingly enough, is the go-to angel for finding lost objects. Metatron is known as the celestial scribe, kind of the ultimate record keeper. Jophiel inspires beauty, while Ariel acts as the fierce guardian of the natural world. Basically, each one oversees a highly specific aspect of our existence. That brings us to section 4, how they help you. The sources present a sheer, almost humorous contrast in the types of assistance credited to angels. On one end of the spectrum, you have these epic interventions. We're talking stories of people being energetically lifted out of their bodies during horrific car crashes to prevent fatal injuries. But on the exact opposite end, modern spiritual teachers share stories of everyday miracles, like Archangel Chamuel helping locate a misplaced podcasting microphone, or angels seemingly keeping a car running on an absolutely empty gas tank for 10 miles. But there is a massive catch to all of this help. As one healer in our sources notes, the only time I have seen evidence of an angel stepping in without being asked is when it's a life or death situation. This is a fundamental rule across angelic teachings. Outside of an absolute timeline-altering emergency, these beings act strictly as a support system. They are quite literally just waiting for your call.
And that leads perfectly into Section 5, connecting with celestial guides. Everything hinges on the rule of free will. According to these teachings, humans possess free will, while angels operate solely on divine will. Because of this, angels are bound by spiritual law not to interfere in your life unless they receive an explicit invitation. If you're giving off the energy that you can handle everything yourself, they're going to respect that boundary and step back.
Let's see how this builds into a specific, actionable methodology for connection that's taught by modern channels and healers. Step 1 is the simplest. Just ask. It doesn't even have to be out loud. A thought or an internal plea is completely enough. Step 2 involves meditation, specifically visualizing the unique energy signatures or colors associated with the angel you're calling on. And Step 3? That's staying open to physical signs in your environment. Things like unexpectedly finding feathers or noticing repeating numbers like 444 or 333, which practitioners view as little winks from the universe.
To help with that second step, practitioners often visualize specific colors to invoke the presence and unique healing properties of individual archangels. For Archangel Michael, the protector, you'd visualize a deep indigo blue, or sometimes a fiery red. For Archangel Raphael, the healer, you'd picture a vibrant emerald green. And for Archangel Shamuel, the bringer of love, you would meditate on a soft pink or rose quartz color. Whether you view these celestial beings as historical metaphors, profound psychological archetypes, or literal beings of light waiting in the wings, the framework they provide for seeking guidance and cultivating hope is undeniably powerful. So, I leave you with this thought. If an archangel is hovering nearby right now, bound by the laws of the universe, simply waiting for your permission to help, what will you ask for today?